Hello, welcome. Now in today's experiment we're going to do a titration. Now in a titration you're mixing two chemicals and there's a neutralization reaction. Now in a titration we can work out a concentration of an unknown solution. Now we've got two solutions. One is hydrochloric acid, which is 0.25 molar, which is our known concentration. And we also have an unknown concentration of sodium hydroxide. Now when we mix them together, neutralization will take place. Now by adding an indicator, we know the exact point when there's equal amounts of acid and alkali. Because then they cancel each other out. Then they are neutralized. So by adding this indicator, we know what the switch point is. And what we're going to use, we're going to use this burette. Now this burette will be filled with hydrochloric acid. And we're going to add that from the top. And we're going to use a filter funnel so we don't spill anything. Now we always make sure that it's closed at the bottom. We're going to add it. Now it doesn't have to be exact. All we need to do is take a reading of our starting point. Because this is graduated, we know our starting point and our end point. So we know exactly how many milliliters of acid it took to neutralize our alkali. We're going to use a pipette to measure out our alkali. Now a pipette is very accurate, so we know exactly the right volume that we're using. So in this case we're using exactly 25 mils. So when it's 25, we're going to add it to our measuring cylinder. So now we've got our 25 mils of alkali in our flask. We're going to add that underneath our burette. Now let's add our indicator. Our indicator is phenolphthalein, which makes our alkali purple. Now we only need 1 or 2 drops to get this bright pink color. Let's add our acid until the color changes. But first we need to take our reading. Now, at the moment it stands at 0.5. So our starting point is 0.5 milliliters. Now the first reading you're going to take is going to be a rough one. Our color has disappeared. So we're going to take a reading now. So our reading is 25.8. Now that was our final reading. Now of course we started at 0.5. So now I know roughly how much we need, and then I can start a more accurate reading. Now I've topped up my acid again, and I've also measured out 25 mils of our alkali again. Now we're going to add our indicator. Now our starting reading at the moment is 2.5. Okay, let's start adding it. Do it really slowly now, really drop-wise. So then, ooh, you can see it. Yeah. Now let's take our reading. This is 26.5. So that's our first reading. Now by repeating this 3 more times, we can then take an average, and then we can work out how many moles were in this solution, and we can then work out the molarity of our solution. So today I showed you a titration. Now titration is a way of working out a molarity of a solution. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye!